in Wikipedia, we have some theses, some states, the principles. I didn't know you are agree with them or not. I will read them to you and ask you briefly to give some answer within 2 or 3 minutes. First one, simultaneous defense and attack. This is the first thesis. I know a person when carry out 2 actions at the same time. How we can do this?
You can. You can, unless your offense is a defense. It means I punch you in the face. That's a great defense. Yes. So if you try to punch me and I hit you faster, or because your angle coming, let's say this way, and I block it. So when your angle coming here, I go from the inside, so your angle is not effective, and my angle go inside your face. Yes, like things that you can see in Wing Chun, different martial art that they're fighting for the angles and the center body. Then your defense will be actually offense, but it is very difficult to do 2 moves for human. You can see that even if you work with your hand, it's hard for you to work with your leg. You cannot throw a punch and a kick on the same time. It's mostly a punch and then followed by kick, or a kick followed by a punch. And this is because our mechanism of body, it divide the body to 2, to the upper body, which is the upper T, and the down T, which is the hip and the line of spinal. And because most of animals, there are 2, the 2 teeth touching the floor, but human will stand. So once you stand, only 1 teeth touching the floor, and that creates a lot of coordination problem. Even many times people ask me, and I said, I think that he didn't crawl enough. Now you want the baby at the age of 6 months to talk 5 language, crawl, be computer science, and we don't let him to develop. And to develop, it means as a baby to crawl, not immediately to stand, And I think if you stand too fast, you don't develop the coordination of your upper body and down body, like when you walk on 4. And this is why it is very difficult to see offense and defense unless your defense is an offense. You understand? But it is very difficult to do 2 things, like to block and to punch on the same time. It's almost impossible. I mean, it's possible if my block continue as a punch to your face or things like that. But no, I don't agree with a lot of things. Just first of all, I fight a lot. Not now. Now I'm 60 years old, but I fight enough in my life, and I'm still visiting a lot of, I will say, countries that are not lucky to be like in Beverly Hills. So I just back now from Angola. And if you let Angolan person to have a machete in your hand, no Kali can stop him. I'm sorry, no. Nothing to insult Kali or Japanese master for kendo. Listen, they work all day. I saw in my eyes, they go in a jungle and in a 1 minute, they chop a road. For you, I used to joke with my friend. I say, I will bring a platoon of paratroopers from Israel. They will stay 1 meter to clean with a machete. It will take them like 5 days. Those guys in 5 minutes. So if you want to see a good guy with a knife, give him a knife and ask him to perform a work, not to kill, to show a work. That's why a butcher will be very dangerous when you hold a knife. A butcher knows exactly how to cut, how to don't stuck in the bones, how to take the tendons. And it happened to me in British Guiana. I'm teaching. Everyone think I'm the godfather, like we are into arrogance as a martial artist. And we go to the guy's house and there's a guy coming. They call him some name. They say they don't throw even his real name. The guy come out of the jungle. You could see the guy is in 70s, six pack, like a big gorilla. He live in the jungle with some kind of a speedo, and he just work. You see him work with a machete all the time. So I told him as a joke, I want coconut. The guy is like, you go on the coconuts. He bring it. So he chopped to everyone. And then I try again, like, because we know everything. We're martial artists. I said, no, I cut my own coconut. So give me the coconut, you give me the machete. I hold the coconut. Coconut is like 5 kilo when it's with the water. And then I'm doing this and I'm thinking, God, I'm going to cut my own hand. I give it to him. I say, you're the master. And don't disrespect people that are tribe. I was in UNESCO has some kind of special martial art that are not famous, not judo, not nothing, and there was from Zulu fight. And I present Israeli martial art because it's martial art that are not sports. And they brought a few tribes from Zulu and they fight, with their different sticks and some protection. And then there were Mongolian wrestling, judoka, different variations of different wrestling. And the guy said, as a joke, okay, who wants to challenge? And that African say, me. He go with like a Tarzan, you have like a tiger speedo. Listen, he throw everyone. Natural. No, Osotogari, Kataguruma. Forget the Japanese name. The guy just have a natural. It's like to try to pick up my cat. She play with the body just natural. And what we try to teach when we teach you martial art, we try to teach you to go back to your roots and to be more natural movement. And we forget it. So some people, they just live like that. In Angola, they are like a gazelle. They can run all day. I tell my friend, how, because, we try to punish them and we let them run with the wood like a commando. Listen, I'm almost dead. They carry the wood, but we have to run with them. You can. I told my friend, what does that? He said, eating. He said, listen, when you go in the car, this guy just to get to the road from his village, you have to run 10 kilometers. So they run all day. They do things naturally that we don't do. We use car, we use this. And this brings us back to like a wild. If you try to fight a lion, it's a wild animal. She grew up, she studied the lion, studied by itself how to fight. Don't need to go to martial art class. I believe that also the prehistoric people, they were much more natural. But now, because, we need to have classes and everything. This is why I start to teach a lot of swordmanship, because, you fight and you really must move naturally. You must move naturally. If you fight with a machete, you must move naturally. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and mostly when the attacks are random. This is again when we talk about different systems or concepts how to fight, I believe in more natural, and this is why I don't tell students what is wrong and what is right. I teach things, and they need to decide if it's wrong or right. How? Try. You try and you try and you try. By the way, something that might be good for me might not be good for you. So we teach them movement. They find their own system, their own things to, it's like two cats that play, and then they find out what works for them.